Well, hello.
Hi, everyone.
Hello, all you thru hikers, backpackers, weekend warriors, day hikers,
And just listening from your car or your house.
or as I like to say, hiker hopefuls.
Hiker hopefuls, I like that.
Yeah, people who are hoping to get out and do a bigger like backpacking trip or some hiking or something like that.
Or even like a 2-day.
Even a 2-day.
You know, we were just talking about this, but I am genuinely curious. The listeners that we have, we really, 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 really want you to tell us, even if it's in one word or one sentence, what brought you to this podcast? Are you a thru hiker? Are you a backpacker, like a 2-day backpacker? Are you someone that really wants to do a thru hike? Are you someone that's just intrigued about all of this? Like, who are you?
I'll make your life easier and just stick a poll in for the podcast.
Or you could just email us or DM us because I love them.
Yeah,
They're like,
if you
you've
want
got
to.
mail. They make my heart really happy.
She's going to do a plug-in at some point for our email, YETIWalksIntoBasecamp@gmail.com.
Well, you just did it.
Plug-in.
But really, we want to understand and know, like, who is listening to this podcast?
Yeah.
I know my
And
Aunt Debbie is listening to it.
Aunt Debbie is our devoted, faithful
Fan. Thanks, Aunt Debbie.
Speaking of podcasts, we should probably tell you who we are and what this podcast is.
Let's go for it.
So my name is Yeti Legs.
And my name is Basecamp. And so welcome.
Welcome. You are listening to this podcast, which happens to be named very closely to our trail names. Yeti
Walks into Basecamp.
Yep. Mix it up a little bit this time. You like that?
Which I'm still convinced, like, truly
It
this,
has nothing to do with sex.
the title, Yeti Walks Into Basecamp.
Yeah.
Come on.
Walking does not involve sex. You're legit walking on 2 legs.
You're going into a base camp. You're inserting into a base camp.
Okay.
You're opening up the tent and going into a base camp.
Oh my God.
There you go.
Aunt Debbie, if you're listening, this is all your niece saying this. This is not me. I'm trying to convince her otherwise.
No, I'm so convinced this is seriously. I would I think Cup and Jedi probably think that this is what it means.
Shout out to Aunt Debbie.
She's the best.
She is the best, and she raised chickens for a long time in her life. And
she's she was a pharmacist.
She was a pharmacist.
Absolutely intelligent in so many ways. And
we just want to like talk about how great farm raised chicken eggs are.
Oh my gosh, I miss her eggs so much.
Yep. So thank you for all the eggs that you gave Basecamp throughout her life.
She's also one of the kindest humans I've ever met, and she's one of the most giving humans I've ever met. And I miss her so much, and I want to see her at some point soon.
You should see her sometime.
Come visit us.
Come visit us, Aunt Debbie. We know you're listening.
We know you are listening. So that means you should book a plane ticket or get in your car and come visit us.
AKA Deb's Debbie. Her last name, this is really funny. I won't tell you her last name, but her last name starts with an S. And her husband,
Uncle Frank,
has created like these huge stickers with like a Superman S. And it's like in the Superman logo and everything. And he sticks them on all their vehicles and they're like their UTVs and ATVs.
It's the best.
It is amazing.
It's like this couple is truly one of my favorites in the sense of Aunt Debbie is just very quiet, calm, collective. Like all the 3 C's you could want. She's so kind. She's so thoughtful. She asks a lot of questions. And Uncle Frank is just like...
He's a wild card.
He's a wild card. Like you never know what Uncle Frank is going to do or what Uncle Frank is going to say.
They're yin and yang.
Like, okay, to give you a good perspective of Uncle Frank, I walk in one night. This is in my 20s, like early 20s. This is a long time ago. But I walk in one night and he is playing the song, 1 Scotch, 1 Bourbon, 1 Beer. And he's blasting it all over their house. And he literally has on the table.
He's following the instructions,
a Scotch, a bourbon, a beer. But he doesn't just have one. He's got them lined up. So every time the guy says the alcohol. Very funny. Thank you. But every time he says the alcohol, shh, I'm going to ignore that. Every time he says alcohol, Uncle Frank would take a shot or chug the beer. Mm-hmm. So by the end of that song, he was trashed. But this is Uncle Frank. Like this was his like random night one night when I walked in. He was just like, yeah, I wanted to see how many of these I could take.
I wonder how many he got through.
I think he probably did the whole song.
Great time to talk about our drink of the choice, by the way.
Good segue.
I know. What are you drinking?
I'm just drinking a red wine. This is my it's a really great one. It's called the Firefly. It's a Pinot Noir. Found it at City Market for like $9. I was really happy about it.
You've really been loving the Pinots lately.
Pinot Noir has been doing it because they're not super heavy. We haven't been having steak. It's been chicken. I don't know if you guys know, but I actually really love wine and would dream of owning my own vineyard one day, or being a sommelier. But I actually enjoy pairing wine with food and the flavors that come out and pop on your tongue.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
mm-hmm.
I don't just drink wine to drink wine. I actually enjoy wine. So that's me.
I drink beer and whiskey to drink beer and whiskey.
Yeah, you don't drink wine. You used to drink more wine.
Yeah, but wine puts me to sleep and it kind of gives me headaches. Even higher end wines tend to.
That's so interesting.
Because I only like red wine. Something to do with the tannins, maybe. I don't know. So I've kind of just cut back. The beer is filling, but it's so refreshing. Even a big imperial stout in the middle of summer is refreshing.
He loves his dark beers. But what are you drinking today?
I am drinking scotch. So this is a huge handle that you can get from Costco. This is like
$20,
$20
baby.
for a blended scotch.
Listen, it's really not bad for $20.
I've definitely had better, but you know.
I mean, yeah, like
when
Delmore.
When you want volume, this is what you get.
It's a good sipping scotch.
Yeah, it's better when you add a little bit of water or a little ice cube in it.
I'd say so too. It cuts the bite.
Yeah.
Yeah. I gave Wesley for his wedding gift a 12-year-old, right?
Mm-hmm.
Delmore.
Yeah, sure did.
You should look it up if you don't know what that is.
Delmore,
it's really good.
Dalmore.
One day we'll go there.
Yeah, one day we will go there. But today we are going back to 2022.
We're going back
in time to our PCT thru hike 2022.
Oh boy.
This is week 8. But before we jump into this, do you want to do any Cotton World updates?
Sure.
What are your updates?
Work has been busy, but you guys, shout out to my bosses. They're amazing and really care about mental health. So I've been working a lot because we've had a ton of projects come down the pipe, and I have talked to them about where I'm at because mentally I've been breaking down pretty hard. And also my dad passed away in May, at the end of May. So that's been really hard. And then probably shouldn't. Anyway, I've had some other family stuff happen that have been really scary physically for our family. So we've been going through that. So I think physically, mentally, I've been really shot in May. Yeah. And we've also had a lot of projects that I've been producing. So I really just had to have some moments and talks with my bosses and say, hey, I need some boundaries for myself, and I need to cut myself off from projects and not work 80 hours. But not that they would ever want me to work like that. They, it's like, I think in the world of film, it's like you do jobs and you work them, and no one will ever know how much you work unless you tell them, kind of thing. So I think that's what was happening is I just wasn't telling them how overworked I was becoming. And so they've really tried to create boundaries for me and give other projects to other people, help me out, which has been really, really helpful to reground myself in the season. And since Wesley's been up in Walden. Yeah,
it's her and Loba.
It's just the me and Loba show Monday through Thursday on top of working full time. And so working from home has helped a ton. And Sweet Loba is just continually growing with us. And I think she's getting better. I really do. Pulling is just still always the issue. But beyond that, she's really such a sweet, sweet girl, sweet dog. We did have some person in our apartment building complain today, which pissed me off. I mean, I get it. If you live in an apartment and a dog is whining for hours, it is annoying. And our dog has separation anxiety, and she was adopted because she'd been passed over 3 times. Like, she's so scared we're never coming back. And she has this very high pitched whine when she's scared that we're going to leave her
Yeah.
or she's never going to see us again. And so,
So
anyway,
someone left a note on our door and said, "Hey, please be respectful of people around you. You should put a bark collar on your dog. I had to listen to your dog from this hour to this hour and all day yesterday." And obviously this person doesn't know how to tell time because they said they had to listen to our dog bark for 4 hours today, and she's been with us the entire day except for an hour and a
for 2
half.
hours. No, 2 hours.
Hour and a half to 2 hours where we went to a brewery.
Yeah, and then
to go see some friends.
Yeah, and then we didn't actually have Loba in the kennel yesterday at all, so she wasn't barking. It was Friday when we had her in the kennel from like 5 something until 9.
But whatever.
But it was 4 hours, yes.
If you're going to bitch and complain, there's a little bit of validity to this complaint, but at least get it right.
Can you please be an adult about it and just tell us?
Yeah, they've already gone to the landlord.
They literally said, we've already contacted Leah about this issue. And I'm like, are you fucking kidding me?
Well, the beauty of this is that she is not barking at all during the quiet hours, which I think is like from 10 to 6 or something like that.
Yeah, like we barely put her in the kennel and leave.
So I have no concerns or complaints about this.
It just pisses me off.
The fact that the person complained about this, like this is a valid complaint. Like, is Breckenridge PD going to come knock on our door and say,
no,
please keep your dog quiet from the hours of X, Y, and Z in the middle of the day?
Yeah, no. But you know what pisses me off, and I already told Wesley this, is just be a fucking adult about it. Like, why don't you just knock on our door and tell us, hey, your dog is barking for a few hours and it's really, really frustrating, or I'm trying to work, or I'm trying to do something and it's really frustrating. Can you guys just figure this out? I just wanted to let you know. Like, let us know, because we don't know our dog's barking for hours. We don't know that because we're not fucking here.
And we don't have a camera or a ring or anything like that.
Yeah. And so, sure, a dog collar might be the way to go, which we do have one now. And we just are still waiting to use it with her because we want to be careful.
Yeah.
And we want to respect the process of having a dog collar. But like, don't tell us what to do with our dog.
And for those of you who might say we shouldn't be using a dog collar, I've tried it on myself on every single setting. So
Papa and Jedi and you and me all tried it on ourselves.
So we understand that this
is
what
an
it uncomfortable thing. And we're doing this on bare skin, not on 3 inches of fur.
She has 2 coats.
Yeah, so she's got a lot of fur.
She got a lot of fur to feel. But yes, so we are going to do, we have a Garmin e-collar that we're going to try. Yeah. So we'll let you guys know how that goes. Anyway, any Cotton World updates in your world?
I do have a few. I spent about a month and a half at my job for the Forest Service. We've been doing a lot of chainsawing.
And, that's right. Wesley's become like this chainsaw burly man.
Oh yeah, I love it. I feel super masculine. And we're doing a lot of regeneration surveys for burns and harvest areas, which is really cool. And just enjoying it, and hopefully it will lead to something cooler in the future. The other update, I guess we're still going to do the AZT, the Arizona Trail, this December,
we are.
But we've decided to not take Loba with us.
Yeah, that's a sad one. This was a lot of conversation over the last month or two
because of the heat.
She cannot. We've learned this now because we're section
even in
hiking.
December.
Man, she cannot handle the heat at all. Like every 5 feet, if she sees shade, she is digging a hole. Like it's just bad. Poor Loba. Like she really can't handle it.
Yeah, and I mean we're living in Breckenridge, and we're hiking at elevation, so like the high it's getting is maybe 60.
I'd say 75. It's been hot right now because of the heat wave, so maybe 75, which is not hot.
Yeah, but in the direct sun exposure areas, she's really taking a beating there.
She's struggling, and so we have sadly decided that if we do want to finish this trail, which to us finishing is important because we're sacrificing a lot of time and money to do it.
Yeah, we're the type of hikers that want to finish.
It's not about the journey; it is about the destination.
Yeah, we're about finishing. The experience is great, but if we're taking this much time and spending this much money
we'd
to do
really
it,
love to touch that terminus if we can.
we want to be able to check that box off.
Yeah, it's just a thing. We like to complete things, and that's a thing both of us have in our lives. But I know it is about also the journey, because clearly we're missing through hiking right now, and it's all about the moments in between. Mm-hmm. But if we want to finish this trail, we can't take Loba.
For sure. And to the topic of hiking right now. So after this episode, we will have a 2-part episode. It is an interview with Kappa and Jedi.
I'm so excited.
Yeah, you've heard those names mentioned
many times.
So many times in our other episodes. But so our friends on the CDT are starting to hit Breckenridge now, and we just hosted them for 2 nights, and we got a great like 3+ hour interview in with them. So we'll break it up, but that's going to be the next 2 episodes after this one. And we're looking forward to hosting a few of our other friends like
Azul
and
Deuces. We'll have a reoccurring
Build-A-Bear.
Yeah.
We've already interviewed Deuces. I think he was like
our first interviewer ever. It was
our first fireside chat. Yeah.
3rd or 4th episode, I think.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, but you do not want to miss this one, you guys. We laughed so much.
Yeah, but it's not just superficial stuff.
No,
like,
we had some good stuff.
We got into like the true depths that really you feel whenever you're on the thru hike. Lots of highs, but definitely some lows as well. It's not always sunshine and rainbows.
And I think too, it was great to hear how they got into it. So if anyone's listens to this podcast and are trying to figure out how to get into a thru hike, I think getting to hear their perspective as well was really great.
Definitely, especially both being international hikers, one from the UK, one from Germany. They have to go through a few extra loopholes than we might have to here, being U.S. Citizens.
Yeah, we can just go on any trail in America we want.
Yeah,
we don't have to get a visa.
Yeah, it's true.
Wait, I was going to say one more Cotton World update that I'm really excited to share, but it's your story.
Are you pregnant?
No, because I would have given you a really expensive bottle of...
Because that would be our story.
No, that would be a bottle of scotch for you, like an expensive bottle, probably a Dalmore.
What's my other update?
Is your project.
Oh, yeah.
That's like a baby.
It's kind of like a baby. So my capstone project is not like a doctoral thesis. This is a lot lower level.
But it feels like one, though.
But it's still fun. So yeah, I got the top 15 most trafficked hiking trails in the Summit County area here in the White River National Forest and beyond. And we're going, and with a GPS tracker, we are geolocating all of the pieces of trash that we can possibly find on the trails and the trailheads to show basically density clustering and where all that trash can be. Yeah, we know that points of interest and trailheads are probably going to have the most trash on them, and that's kind of what we're seeing, but it needs to be documented because you can't just go on word of mouth alone. Some of this stuff needs to be documented.
It has to be factual.
And factual. For actual change to be implemented based on those facts. So hoping that
Welcome to science.
Welcome to science. Really hoping that this research will kind of be a good foundation for possibly cleanup procedures for trails or installation of bear-proof trash cans for X number of miles on trails, stuff like that.
Yeah, because it's like, okay, they could get grant money or federal money if they can show or prove like, hey, so we actually have data that shows this is where a bear trash can should go. Yeah.
Like today we did a 0.6, so 0.6 mile loop
y'all
here in Summit County, and crap ton of trash.
Disgusting. Yes. Over 200 pieces we picked up.
Yeah. But I think the most impactful thing that happened was this guy came up to me and he asked if he could put trash in my trash bag because there wasn't a trash can at there wasn't a trash can at the trailhead. There was a pit toilet and there may have been a trash can in it. I couldn't see because it was constantly occupied, but at least one trash can in that area would definitely help. And I'm like, that's important stuff to know.
It really is, because it's disgusting the things we're finding. Like
lots of underwear. Can you believe that?
Oh my God, you guys. One of the trails we did, we found, I'm not even kidding when I say this, we found 3 pairs of lingerie. I'm not talking underwear. I'm talking women's thong, like lingerie, like pretty cute stuff, but like in the ground.
Always the bottoms. So I guess whoever was out there was getting to home plate and not just second base.
Like we're just taking them off and then we're leaving. I don't get it though as a woman, because that stuff leaks out. Like I want some underwear to catch it. I don't want it leaking down my leg. Just FYI. But like,
That's rated R.
but all I'm saying is on all these trails, I think we found total now 7 pairs of underwear.
Yeah, and today we also found a full size, like full tang stainless steel kitchen knife.
We found a kitchen knife, and some of our friends were like, "Did you keep it?" And we were like, "No, because what if there's evidence or something?" Wait, but we just threw away evidence.
Yeah. There was an untied wag bag with like a big dog's poop in it, just hanging out inside the reservoir, like
Are
filling
you
with
sure
water.
it wasn't a diaper?
Positive, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
It was disgusting because there was a hole in it, so it was leaking out, and there was like, it was literally poo and water coming out of the bag. It was so gross.
Yeah, so stay tuned on the rest of the findings.
Oh
from
yeah,
that.
we have found the weirdest shit out there.
Yep.
Yeah.
Um,
Oh, and then a candle.
oh yeah, the candle.
We found a candle that was all the way down
So some type of seance, apparently.
with some lingerie clothes.
Yeah.
Some
But,
romantic bomb chicka wow wow.
Yeah.
Anyway.
But we'll also be taking soil and water samples and checking for different types of contaminants and that stuff as well.
And what he's doing is there's like a GPS thing he has, and it's connected to his phone. So he's taking a picture of every single piece of trash with GPS coordinates to show this is where it was and this is what it is. So that way it helps him with research on, okay, so we saw X amount of dog bags, like wag bags out there, and X amount of underwear, like something you'd never expect. That's a percentage.
Yeah, I just hope that the timestamps match up. So we will see about that.
We're a little nervous about that, but we'll see.
Yep.
It's disgusting though. It's at trailheads. That's where we find most of our trash because people are fucking lazy.
And stuff could just be blowing out of their vehicles. And I mean, more people spend time at points of interest and like picnic tables and trailheads than actually on the stretches of trail.
That's what we're learning so far.
That's probably why there's less on the actual trails itself.
The longer the trail is, the less we're finding. But the shorter the trail is, the more we're finding. So far, we've only done 3 out of the 15. So.
Yeah, and we're not like roaming way off trail. We're trying to be respectful of leave no trace and giving the plants a chance. And
other than Loba, who keeps digging holes.
Oh my god.
She's like so fucking hot that every chance she gets when Wesley like finds a piece of trash, she starts digging a hole, and we're like, oh god, she's like messing up the vegetation.
Yeah, she is.
Because she's so hot. She's trying to find a cool area to live in.
Yeah.
Anyway. All right. Well, I guess, should we get started?
Yeah, let's get started and start on our PCT week 8.
Whoop, whoop.
And before we get into the deets, really curious. We asked Cuppa about the quality of the podcast and the style. And he said that he really enjoys the PCT episodes where it's just the two of us, myself
just
and Basecamp.
Just the two of us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just talking about our story.
Instead of adding a third person.
Instead of adding
to ask
a third
questions,
person.
What do you think?
What do you think? But also, would you prefer our story told in more of a
storytelling way?
A prosaic way.
Oh, prosaic way?
Yeah. Like reading a book.
Like it was a gray, cold morning. The clouds were looming over our tent that had little droplets of rain on them.
Yeah. So let us know if you would prefer stuff like that. Our PCT week 8, starting with day 50.
Here we go.
It was a cold, dreary morning. We woke up and there was frost on the inside, but also the outside. But also on the outside of our tent.
It was cold.
Frigid.
And wet.
Our faces, our heads were tucked inside the hoods of our sleeping bag.
Not wanting to wake up.
The sun was barely peeking over the trees.
And yet we knew.
Kissed only maybe a small corner of our tent. Hard to wake up, but we knew.
We had to wake up.
We had to wake up because
we had to pack up that tent.
The trail does not hike itself.
We must hike it.
We must hike it. We must conquer the trail where there are 4 legs, 2 legs apiece.
One step at a time.
One step at a time. One foot in front of the other.
With our minds and our bodies fighting.
With our minds and our bodies fighting the fact that we were freezing and tired and sore and we do not want to hike this day.
And all we wanted was a hot cup of coffee and real food.
Yep. And we did not get that the day before. The Trail Magic that
If
we
you remember,
had been wanting the
we
day
were
before
longing for Trail Magic.
when we got into Landers Meadow was not to be.
And then we start peeking our heads out of the tent.
You're really trying over there.
Probably like we went to the bathroom. We hadn't even started our breakfast yet for that day. Nothing.
We had eaten a very small breakfast, and
Did we?
we had like 1 cup of coffee, and we get out of our tent, and we're like, oh, okay, the sun
I
is
guess
starting
we
to
should
peak.
start.
It's starting to warm up a
packing
little
up.
bit. We should pack up, and we had just gotten to our tent,
And then all of a sudden,
and this
a
old
truck
cruddy SUV actually.
drives literally up to our spot.
And
And this sweet man with this, he looked like Santa Claus.
white
he
hair,
had
big
white
beard.
hair and white beard. And he goes, "Hey, you guys want some trail magic?"
Is that what he said?
He sure fucking did.
Or was it, do you guys want some hot coffee and breakfast?
No, it was trail magic first.
Well, whatever he said.
And then he said, "Some hot coffee and some pancakes."
Well, this godsend angelic man, his name was Chris Clements.
Chris Clements, never forget him.
And
Bless his soul.
he is probably one of the best trail angels we ever experienced on the
Y'all.
PCT.
Yeah.
Yeah. So he's like, hey, you guys want some hot coffee and some breakfast? I've got a little campsite right over here.
He's like, "I'm going to make a campsite. I'm going to get everything out if you guys can wait for a little bit." And of course, me with my ticking time bomb.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, I guess we can say for a little bit.
Yeah, because we're in the middle. Remember, we're in the middle of a big stretch trying to make it to Kennedy Meadows South. And we're trying to do a bigger stretch
It was like a 9-day food carry.
with a heavier food carry
Yeah.
to like prepare for the Sierras.
Yeah. So we're like, okay, well, we got to get to Kennedy Meadows South pretty soon.
Yeah.
And so I'm over there ticking time bomb, like, okay. Because I feel
Trail
like Wesley's like
magic.
looking at me like, "Can we please?"
I would have killed you if you had not let us
I know,
go
I
to this
know.
trail magic.
We would have had a serious marriage come to Jesus moment.
And so we go over to this guy's little spot that he's starting to set up, and he gets a fire going first of all.
Oh,
And
so cozy.
The back of his SUV is like this whole setup for trail magic.
Y'all.
He's got a huge carafe of coffee. He's got
Hot coffee. Good
hot
coffee.
And he made us biscuits and gravy. He had
butter.
muffins
He had
and
muffins.
butter.
Homemade muffins. Oh,
This guy.
And then
He treated us right.
he did. And then didn't he have lunch for people too? So he was going to do a whole day of trail magic, I feel like. So he had coolers of food.
Yeah, I think he was.
And he was just such a sweet human. Oh, he had orange juice.
Mhm.
He was just a sweet human. And we sat there with him. No other hikers were there.
And it was so great.
And it was wonderful that because the morning it was like the fire was so wonderful because it was cold. It was a brisk, cold morning. And he had built this fire. And so we're sitting there with hot coffee. He even had like milk and oat milk. Like he had all these different types of milk you could put in there.
Yeah.
I mean, he had butter, like real butter.
Like a little hand cleaning station.
He had
it all.
station. He had everything. And so we sat there for a good hour and a half, probably,
And talking to the guy.
talking to him. He's
And
so
you know,
sweet.
he was I think he had gone through some own personal health issues.
Yeah.
And it was a dream of his to hike the PCT, even if he had to
Yeah.
do it in segments. And so I think that by being a trail angel like that, he was in some way giving to the trail that he hoped to be a part of in his very near future.
Yeah.
And I hope he's scheduling like a through hike of his own or a segment hike at least, section hike.
Sweet Chris. And so, yeah, I would also say that to people listening, like if you actually live close to a longer trail or one of these trails, totally do trail magic because you have no clue the lives you're changing.
It's true.
When you do it, and also how it fulfills your life too.
Yeah, I mean, it's not a selfless act. Of course not. Like we help out our friends and we put them up and we do some trail magic for complete strangers as well. But that's also because we've been given so much, so we want to give back.
Yeah.
And, you know, we want to in some way be connected to this hiking season as well.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, and you learn a lot from the hikers that you come across out there.
Yeah. But I do remember, so we parted ways with Chris Was that the day where we were like super dehydrated
This day is hot as shit.
and we didn't plan enough water? Was this that day? And then we found the snow and we started eating it. Was this that day?
We get to Bird Spring Pass this day.
Okay, maybe that wasn't it then. I don't know. But sweet man who did the Trail Angel for those water sources, remember?
Devilfish. Yeah.
Bless him.
So Devilfish has gotten a lot of crap over the years.
Poor guy.
And the guy is just
He's the nicest human.
He is like leaving these huge water caches for people.
He's just carrying on a tradition.
Out in these otherwise dry stretches. And yeah, the water is in plastic jugs, like 5-gallon jugs. And sure, being exposed to UV radiation and heat can leach plastic into waters or whatever. I've seen all kind of crap thrown his way.
Mm-hmm.
But do you want to carry water for 30 plus miles?
40 miles on those sections. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think so. This guy is going way out of his way. And you know what? Thank you, Devilfish, for all that you do.
He really is an incredible human. Yeah. There was like a story, apparently like algae bloom or something had happened, but they weren't sure where it happened at, and they blamed it on Devilfish. And so he had to throw away. This guy spent his own money providing all this water. No one gives donations. He never asked for donations. There's nowhere to give. Nowhere. Like you can't just give.
And doesn't he have one with like chargers and stuff?
Yeah, he has charging stations, first aid kits, like in these little boxes. And he doesn't ask for a damn penny. And some fucking thru hikers on our year said that it was his water that they got sick off of. It was like algae bloom, but no one knew that for sure.
What?
So yeah, they started blaming Devilfish on Facebook. And so people start just roasting him.
That water is cooking in the sun.
Right.
There's no bloom that's going to happen. And
there you
water
go. There you
canisters.
go. There you go.
That happened?
Oh yeah, you didn't hear about this? It was after Walker Pass. We started hearing about it. How people were getting sick. It was girls started roasting him on Facebook, and then someone said, "Oh, it's Devilfish. Who it must be his water that this sickness is coming from." Like we never got it, but it was some algae bloom or something. And so Devilfish had to throw away all that water.
I'm not a botanist by any means, but that's completely invalid. I'm sorry.
That's so sad.
Devilfish, you rock, man. And you know what? We haven't gotten to this part yet, but later in Oregon, Devilfish actually
he was my hero.
He let Basecamp use a pair of his trekking poles because Basecamp's sister came to visit and she left her trekking poles in her sister's vehicle.
And honestly, once you have trekking poles, it's like a security blanket. Like you just can't keep going. And I was like, I'm going to die. And he dropped his trekking poles off for us to use. I was just for me to use. But anyway, yeah, that's a whole thing is that water. Anyway, but Bird Spring, thank you, Devilfish, for providing water for us on the trail, because that was a big deal.
For sure. And we haven't even got to Bird Spring Pass yet in our day, because this is also the day where we saw that weird like burned vehicle in the middle of nowhere, and you said it had to be a movie prop.
I swear to God, it was a movie.
Yeah.
I swear to God, when I was looking at it, I was like, this looks like a movie prop. And I don't think they would have left it abandoned out there. They could have... Like they could be in between. So here's what I thought. This was my theory.
So keep your eyes open in the 600
it's gone now.
In the 600 to 700 mile range.
It's
just
gone
in case.
now. No, it's gone now. Because movie props don't just leave stuff. They are very good at leave no trace in movie world.
Cool.
They make everything as best as they can back to where it was. But we're hiking through this spot and I'm seeing this we're both seeing it, but it's this abandoned car contraption that looks burned, and then there's these platforms around it, and there's like, it just looked like something that had been staged. And so I told Wesley, I was like, well, in movie world you do that, like that's a thing where you'll build something around it, but on the weekends you don't work in film world. You don't work normally on like a big feature or TV show. And we were hiking through that section on the weekend because Wesley was like, well, where's the film crew? And I was like, well, it's the weekend. So normally on a Saturday or Sunday, you're not going to see them. So they're probably coming back here with all of their stuff.
Hold that thought. I want you to continue talking, but I'm going to go get some more whiskey.
Ooh, do it. Can you give me some more wine?
Yes.
Just a whiskey.
So keep talking
wine.
about film stuff.
Well, that's really it. That's all I was going to say. Do you have another question?
Do I have another question?
about film?
I don't. But if you want to talk about the rest of the day,
I don't remember anything else from that
I can
day.
tell you.
What happened in that day?
So we got
You want me
past
to get
that film set, and then we had to do this climb that I said wasn't really that big, but it turned out to be massive.
Is that really big one where I was like, I swear to God, this is going to be huge? And you were like, no,
and
it's only...
And then we got up to the observation area. There's like a scientific observation area out there. And then you go downhill into Bird Spring Pass, which is where the huge water cache was.
Observation.
And we didn't think that there was anybody camping at Bird Spring Pass.
Well, okay, I can talk about this then. Okay, go.
Fair.
Okay.
All right, I'll be back.
Okay, go. Okay. I do remember this climb because I remember telling Wesley, like, you can see that this climb is a bitch. Like, it's gonna be a bitch. And Wesley was like, no. According to this map, it looks like it's only gonna be like, like a mile long, and or he said it's gonna be like Rutherford Pass. And Rutherford Pass is a trail that we do a lot in Colorado before this. And it's like 800 feet gain in 1 mile, which is still a lot of gain in 1 mile. Like, imagine 1,000 feet of gain per mile. That's like you're stopping a lot and breathing because that's a lot of gain. That's like 14er status when you're climbing. But we would do this when it's about 800 feet gain per mile. And we're looking at it. He's looking at the map and he's like, no, this will be like a Rutherford Pass climb. And I'm like, no, babe, this is going to be way more than that. This is probably like 1,000 feet per mile based off of what we're seeing. And I'm also looking at the trail map and going, no, I'm pretty sure if you divide this out, this is like 1,000 per mile. And sure enough, we start climbing this trail. And dear God, I think in all of SoCal, this climb was one of our worst, and it was so fast. It was like probably 1.6 miles. It wasn't a long climb, but it was definitely a son of a bitch. And it was one of those where you're like, dear God, this is so intense and so crazy. And we get up to the top, and I remember someone had written, what did they write? Son of a bitch or something. They wrote like motherfucking bitch or something. Like they wrote or bitch. One of those. And I was like, yep, that sounds about right. Because that's what I was saying as I was climbing up this was, you son of a bitch. Because it was so painful. Someone had written in the sand on that climb, bitch or something. It was really funny. I was like, yes, you speak my language. And then we get up that. I don't remember the observatory at all. But we never went up to it. So that's probably why I don't remember it. Yeah, I don't remember that. Sorry.
Leave it to me.
Yeah, I don't remember any of that. But I do remember where we camped.
Yeah, I remember we got up the top of the climb, and that was near the observatory area. And then we go down, and as we're approaching Bird Spring Pass, the light is like quickly fading. And before we ever get to the pass and where the water cache is, it's completely like pitch black when we get there.
Yeah, it was dark. We had our headlamps on because we couldn't see.
And we're looking for campsites along the way, and left side is kind of a bit of a drop off. Right side is a bit of a cliff.
And there were there was a whole rock
like
face
a rocky
to the
outcropping
right.
cliff.
Yeah, it was really difficult to find somewhere to camp.
And we found a spot, and we're like, hey, should we just pitch here and go back down to get the water? So we went up and looked, and there was broken glass everywhere.
Yeah.
So we finally got down to Bird Spring Pass, and we're like, oh my God, there's a huge water cache here. Thank you, Devilfish.
Yeah.
No one else is camping here, which is odd because this is a pretty dry stretch, and this is a water cache. So why wouldn't you?
So why wouldn't you camp by water? Yeah.
And so we decided to pitch there. We had a great chill night. Until Basecamp thought she heard a mountain lion walking around her campsite.
I swear to God, I did.
Yep.
It was creepy. It was like a very slow sounding walk, and it wasn't even loud.
Was it like calculated footsteps?
It was calculated, yes.
Ooh.
Like
it sounds like a
it
cat.
sounded like it was like around us, and it was sniffing things, but it wasn't. It was calculated, yeah. That I could hear it.
Yeah.
It was just like a weird. Like it was just, it was very strange. But also I will say about this too, just to give perspective, we didn't know there was going to be a huge water cache down at Bird Spring Pass, or right?
It was marked on the map, so we did know there was a cache there.
We did.
Yeah.
We just didn't realize it was that big. It was huge.
So yeah, a few natural dangers that you have to be mindful of on the PCT. Of course, pumas or mountain lions, black bears, rattlesnakes, things like that. If you have bee allergies, I mean, yeah, that could be a risk. Someone actually ran into a beehive.
Yeah,
in
wasn't
the
it
San
Roy G? It was Roy
Gorgonios.
G.
Yeah. But also the flora, so cacti, poodle dog bush, stuff like that, and probably two of the most critical things to be mindful of that can put you in a serious, like, uncomfortable or fatal spot is dehydration and cold, because desert
think about
temperatures
those
can
things.
drop sometimes upwards of a 30-degree difference, and if you're not careful, you could get hypothermia out there. So
Yeah, so you have to have the right gear, and then dehydration is a real thing out there too, because you're exposed for long periods of time with no shade.
yeah.
And if you don't have the proper gear on, if you don't have enough water, electrolytes, like, it could really fuck you up.
Yeah, so we're talking about this kind of lightly, but it should be taken a bit more seriously than maybe we are presenting it. We didn't take this with us on the PCT, but I think on the Continental Divide Trail, or even I should have done this on the Colorado Trail, a can of bear spray feels really beneficial.
We might have to do that on the AZT.
Yeah, because guess what? Bear spray is not just for bears.
You can use it on mountain lions.
You can use it on mountain lions. You can, but you're not supposed to use it on people. But but seriously,
It's like mace.
if you are in an uncomfortable situation out in the middle of nowhere and you have no other option, you'd be glad that you had a can of mace like that.
Yeah.
Little sidebar on safety and possible dangers out there in the wilderness.
Yeah. But we camped there and didn't know that we actually camped with someone.
Yeah. And that is another reason I'm emphasizing keeping some type of protection with you, because this guy turned out to be a really swell human being. His name was Steely Dan.
He was great.
But he was camping probably 20 feet away from us, and we had no idea,
We
just because he
never
was on
knew.
the other side of the rock.
And he was very quiet.
He was
asleep. I
extremely
think.
quiet, just
Yeah.
like that puma was.
I'm telling you, I know I heard a puma.
Yeah, so day 51, we wake up, we do our normal routine, and I go over to take a piss. And as I'm walking back towards our tent, I'm like, oh my God, there's another tent like right by ours.
Yeah.
And there's still like no sign of a human over there. So I go back to the tent. I'm like, base camp, there's like a tent over here. And eventually the guy gets out. Older fella. He was actually 70 or 71.
Yeah.
So a
I
huge
think he just turned
inspiration.
71. Yeah.
Yeah. His name was Steely Dan.
Wasn't it because he had so many surgeries on his knee, and so he had all these like
Steel
little
plates.
metal steel plates in his knee?
I think so.
Yeah,
Yeah.
something like that.
But I just remember that he was a huge inspiration, and he gave me hope that we can still do stuff like this even in our older age. You just got to keep up your body.
Yeah.
You know?
And he was really passionate about hiking the trail. Wasn't he section hiking it?
Yeah, he was doing this section. He'd done more of the trail before, but he had missed this part.
This section. Maybe that's what it was. Yeah. But yeah, he was so great to talk to and hang out with. And I remember at this point we were like seeing like trail books,
Log books.
So we were seeing all of our friends that we had made through the trail starting to put, their names in there. And the date. So we could see where they were and how we could like potentially catch up with them. Because at this point we were good friends with Kappa, Jedi. We had Deuces and Optimus, but we weren't good friends with Azul yet.
Yeah.
And so it was just fun because we were like, oh man. And Dan, I think Dan was a good friend at that point.
Yeah.
And so we were like, where are these people on trail?
It was a hot, blistering, dry morning. In the company of Steely Dan, we began to head up towards the trail past the water cache.
Oh,
And we stumbled
climbed.
upon the logbook. In the logbook, we took pictures. We took those pictures so that we would have something to entertain ourselves later in the day when we were on a snack or a lunch break or even sitting in our tent at the end of the day. You like how I say that? Yeah,
that's kind of funny.
Is it kind of funny?
I mean, I can picture it when you're saying
Kablam,
it.
kapow.
But also, don't forget we were climbing.
And on this particular day, we climbed. We climbed some more.
And
We descended, and then we climbed once again. And to be honest with you, I don't remember the middle of this day.
I don't either.
I remember the morning with Steely Dan, and then I remember as we were approaching Walker Pass Campground.
This was Walker Pass Day.
This is Walker Pass Day. As we were approaching Walker Pass Campground, we knew that there was supposedly a group of other hikers in front of us. And there was word on the trail, through the trail
No.
grapevine,
Was there?
that there was a possible
No.
opportunity of trail magic.
Was there?
But we didn't know what. We didn't know through who or when.
Really?
Yes.
Was it Dan who was saying something? Because we did come across Dan that day.
I heard it through the grapevine.
Okay, so then we get to Walker Pass.
We get to Walker Pass Campground, and there is a
And-
cluster of people and vehicles in one area.
We need to explain, though. At this point, we've met Robbie,
We need to explain at this
Mach
point.
5, and Cherub.
Robbie, Mach 5, and Cherub. But there are more people in that tramily.
That we did not know.
So Robbie, who later became Airdrop,
I guess so.
Mach 5, who had already done the PCT before,
and she's
Cherub,
fast.
who was 19 years old,
Who would run down mountains.
who would run down mountains.
And they were kind of together, all three of them. And we didn't know that they were part of a bigger tramily. Like, we
Yeah.
had become friends with them. And apparently they were trying to catch up to their tramily that they had
Yes.
already made.
And the rest of the tramily,
And it just happened to be
Boomerang, or Boomy for short,
Boomy, which we love.
Big Marmot,
Big
who's
Marmot's
from
amazing.
Serbia,
He's so cool.
Magnet,
Sweet Magnet,
love Magnet. He actually has his own clothing line, It's
which you
called
should go check out.
Magnet Designs.
Yep.
There's Tuna Juice.
Who Tuna Juice
Lives in
and
Colorado.
Spanx both live in Colorado.
Both live in Colorado.
Which we found out that night.
Tuna Juice and Spanx. They're both gingers. So shout out to the ginger community.
Yes.
Yes. But,
And then Dan.
and then Dan. Dan was not really like a part of the tramily.
But he was. Like, it was his
He was and he
weird-
wasn't.
Yeah, it was really funny.
Dan still doesn't really have a trail name. Any trail name that he has
That's what
adopted,
we
have
say.
disowned him from.
Sorry, Dan.
You know, funny story. Dan actually lives here in Colorado in Vail, and we
Well-
have yet to hang out with him.
No, it's not Vale, baby. It's Carbondale, close to Aspen.
No.
Yes,
I thought
it
was
absolutely is.
Vail.
No, it's Carbondale, close to Aspen.
Shit.
Yeah, that's why you make so much money being a server there.
It was 99 cents.
There it is. No, you could ask Dan. I can guarantee this.
Yeah, this guy makes like $600 or $700 a shift in tips.
5 to 7. Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Close enough.
Anyway,
But if
yes.
you remember, Dan is the guy who asked great questions.
great questions, Dan. Who we want to name Peekaboo, but or Rogue, but
You know, I really wanted to name Dan like the Riddler or something like that because he asked such good questions.
Oh, that's a good one.
I even came up with that one on the PCT.
You never said it.
I don't think I said it.
Why didn't you ever say it?
Oh, the Riddler. Well,
That would have been a good one.
if he does the CDT with us,
The Riddler.
whenever that happens, the Riddler.
That's good.
Because Cookie Monster is a terrible name for you, Dan.
I know.
Yeah, sorry.
I know. He's too like cool
Yeah, I
for
know.
Cookie Monster. Like the Riddler feels like a good name for Dan. He's
I
just
think
a cool
so.
guy that's very intelligent and quizzical, but also fun.
Yeah.
And likes to laugh and joke at the same time.
And he's single and he's on Tinder, ladies.
And he's ready to mingle.
So we get to Walker Pass Campground and this huge cluster of hikers
People.
and Spanx's family.
It's her parents.
Her
And
parents
brother,
and her
I
brother
think.
came to see her.
Yeah, and we are.
I'll let you set the stage here.
Well, we're kind of in this place of like, I mean, we don't know these people. Like, we don't know these people. We don't know this tramily. Like, maybe we should just set up camp. And then her parents are the one who are like, hey, you guys can join us. We have all this food. Come join us.
Oh,
and
wait.
we're like, okay.
We missed an important person who was in their tramily. Crush number 2.
Oh, my God.
So not Crush.
Canadian Crush.
Yeah, Canadian Crush. Not Crush you came
It
up
was
with Cotton
super
World Crush.
cool.
But we love Canadian Crush.
Didn't he cut his hair halfway through the trail? And that's why I got so confused because I didn't recognize him.
Yeah, I think so. And I think he was high a lot of the time.
Mm.
Whenever we met him, he was always kind of glazed
Yes.
over.
Yes, and that's why they named him Crush. 'Cause he was
Super-
like, dude.
Super cool guy. He was like Crush from
Crush
Finding Nemo.
from Finding Nemo.
Yeah,
Dude. Yeah. No, he was great.
definitely.
He was a fun guy. Yes. Sorry. Okay. We left him out. It was a really
Sorry,
big
Crush.
tramily.
It's a huge tramily.
And we we're 2 people.
Yeah.
That we are our own tramily, and yet we met all these people along the way. And this is our first time meeting so many people at once, I think.
It was. But, we had this conversation with Cup and Jedi when they were here with us recently. And Tramily doesn't have to be someone that you are always hiking with. It can just be people that you stay in contact with and who you care about on the trail.
Which is our case. I feel like Kappa
It's our
Jedi,
case.
Azul, Roy G, Prism, God,
Tumbleweed.
Deuces, Optimus, Tumbleweed, Cougar Zero. Like all these different people, Decades, Permafrost, Gup.
Oh, thinking about Decades is going to tear me up.
Oh,
I miss Decades.
him. But yeah, like all of those people, we would absolutely invite into our home in 5 seconds and say, oh, and Crush, even Yukon, being from Alabama, and Songbird.
I think Crush is disconnected from our group chat.
No, I don't think so. I
He
think
never
he's just
responds.
hiking. I think he's just hiking.
Oh, wait, did I say Crush?
Yeah.
I think Yukon is disconnected from our group chat.
Did he fully disconnect from our group chat?
I don't know. He never responds to anything. And it doesn't say that he's read or
Maybe
seen
he
some
left.
of these comments.
Maybe he left.
No,
I was going to say Crush is probably just like busy hiking right now.
Oh, dude, Crush has been pounding
Crush
out
has been
trails.
crushing miles.
So he's on the CDT right now, and he's probably going to catch up to Kappa at some point.
I am sure he will. Because Crush can easily do 35 miles a day.
And so this is Cotton World Crush, not Canadian Crush. I know there are two crushes on the PCT that we talk about.
Yes. So the one we'll more so refer to would be
Cotton World Crush.
Because we actually got to know him on the trail. Canadian Crush, we only met a couple of times, like a handful of times.
For sure.
Yeah, but it's a lot of people. But I just remember this night, they made like Sweet Spank's parents like had this whole meal they brought.
It was her mother's birthday.
Was that what it was?
And on this celebration of birth, they had a huge collection of alcohol, sweets, meats,
chicken,
salad,
and
other treats that hikers love to eat. Yes, climb into my oven, little Hansel and Gretel.
Oh my God. So all I remember about this night, and I love to tell this story, but they had
because it involves my weakness, tequila.
He loves tequila. I hate tequila, but
which is funny considering I'm Scotch Irish.
He loves tequila, and they had a great bottle of tequila there, and it was full, and they were just, Wesley was like, hey, can I have some of this? And they were like, yeah, have as much as you want. And I think it was a dad who said that. I'm pretty sure it was a dad who was like,
you should know
you can have as much as you want.
You should know that we had been here hanging out with these people for over an hour, socializing, like eating and talking.
And then the tequila came out.
And I had like a good conversation with Spanx's dad, one with her
they're
mom,
bonding.
even the brother.
Yeah,
like
even
I'm
the
bonding
brother
with these people.
Well, we're both bonding with these people, but yes, you are bonding with the dad. So the dad's like, have as much as you want. So Wesley starts pouring himself tequila
in a solo cup,
a
red solo cup.
To the point where over half of it is gone by like 30 minutes in.
And my metabolism is just blowing through this stuff, so I don't even feel it.
I think he drank 3/4 of it. And,
Probably.
And Spanx's mom comes over and she's like,
I think that's enough.
I think I'm gonna take that now.
So I'm so sorry, Spanx's mom,
it was
Spanx's
the
dad
best
and
moment.
brother.
I was just like, this is amazing.
So there's a great story from this.
Yeah, it was great.
But
we had a lot of fun actually getting to know that family. It was so much fun. They were
really was
great
great.
Group. And then we end up in this huge group photo. Like, it's like, who are those people?
Who are these random people that are never in any of our other photos?
This couple right here, or this girl and boy.
But I think that was a pivotal moment for us because we continued on to hike with these people through the Sierras.
We did, and they were a really great group to hike with.
Definitely.
But I just remember that night. It was a great night. We had a lot of fun, and they provided so much good food for us. And a lot of them wanted to go into town though and resupply, but we had decided, we were doing our resupply from Tehachapi on.
Yeah.
So we're like, well, we're gonna.
What was this, Ridgecrest? Was that the town?
Yeah, Ridgecrest. And
didn't Dan do trail magic or something on his motorcycle?
Oh my God. Okay, Dan.
Who even is Dan?
Mysterious Dan, that's why I think the Riddler is the perfect name for him.
The Riddler or Mysterio. That's a great name.
Because Dan has got so much more depth to him than just like, I don't know, other than Cookie Monster. Like,
Let's invite him over to be on our podcast.
We have to.
Yeah.
I mean, especially now that he's so close to us or he's back again. But he had a motorcycle and he had stored it close to Walker Pass, right? And he took his motorcycle and he like found people off the Forest Service Road and provided trail magic for people. This is a guy that's through hiking the trail. And then he sold his motorcycle, didn't he, in Walker Pass area or Ridgecrest? It was absolutely insane. I was like,
somewhere
who
around
are
there,
you?
yeah.
I was like, you're the most random ass person I've ever met.
Yeah, he really is.
I think he really needs to find someone that's as crazy as he is, but also will ground him.
Yeah?
That's my theory.
You think he's not grounded?
No. I think he's got grounded in himself.
He's not grounded in his location.
But that's okay. He doesn't have to be. He needs to find someone that will also travel with him.
That's true.
But I think that can be grounded in themselves because he's grounded in himself. So like having a match where they're both grounded and can travel together, I think would be perfect for him, which I don't think he's found yet.
It's very true. And you know, Dan is a chemist. And you know what chemistry we used on the PCT?
What?
And still use today. We actually use chlorination tabs for water purification.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, wait. I mean, yes.
Yes, we do.
I don't know why I said
really. So, if you want to grab yourself a sweet discount for aqua tabs,
which we are obsessed with,
which are chlorine tabs, and we use those 1 tablet into 1 liter of water from a roughly reputable source. So definitely not a cow pond.
But like a running
some flowing stream or spring or something like that. We'll collect it in our water bottles, toss a chlorine tablet in there. 30 minutes later, the water is good to drink. And so we didn't have to stop for 5 to 15 minutes to filter our water, depending on the quality of your water filter.
Honestly,
yeah,
it's amazing.
So check out the show notes for a discount code and link to go and grab yourself some aqua tabs. We love that stuff. And honestly, if I think on it now, it's probably saved us several hours of hiking.
So much.
Just by using those chlorine tablets and letting the water cook while we walk.
Yeah, you really should, especially if you're a thru hiker or backpacker for a few days and you're like, oh man, I've got to filter again. Yep. You know what? This will save you.
For sure. So yeah, the discount code for those aqua tabs is going to get you 15% off. I would suggest using the link in our show notes because it's actually kind of difficult to find their online shop. So use the link in our show notes and plug in at checkout the code Yeti Walks Into Basecamp. So the name of our podcast, all one word, no spaces, for 15% off of those aqua tabs.
It's a pretty good deal, honestly. I wish we'd had that when we were on the PCT.
Yeah. I mean, inflation, they used to be like $10 for a pack of, I don't know, 30 or something, but they're now around $15. So yeah, I would say
they'd be more at like a random store.
Yeah. I mean, if they've been kind enough to give us this discount code, I would say utilize it if you want to save yourself some hiking hours. Yeah. Aqua tabs. Cool deal.
We love them.
Chemist.
Okay, bye.
Okay, bye.
So we camp at Walker Pass. It's a great night. I remember Wesley was a little trashed walking into our camp. I don't really remember we woke up the next day.
I was not trashed. We just went to sleep and I slept like a babe.
You were a little bit woozy.
No.
Definitely. I remember we talked to Dan for a little bit before he went to sleep. I think you guys had like a deep conversation about life.
I'm sure we did because Dan asked great questions.
I know, he does. He's a very deep human being.
But day 50, what is this? Day 53, we wake up at Walker and there's a little teeny tiny water cache right by the highway at Walker Pass Campground.
Yes, thank you, person, whoever you were.
Whoever that was. We didn't want to take water from Spanx's family because I felt like...
Yeah. After the DQ.
I took enough of their liquids.
He did feel bad about that.
And they actually asked us to join them for breakfast, but we did not because I felt kind of bad.
He did. And we were like, well, this, you know what? We just want to get started for the day.
And so we did. And I remember...
This is a long ass day.
We started with a big ass climb and we climbed by, was it Jenkins Mountain? Mount Jenkins? Something like that.
I think it was Mount Jenkins.
But I remember the name because I used to work in Jenkins County a lot for my job in Augusta, Georgia, and I took a picture of the Mount Jenkins and sent it to my old boss.
Wait, did you? I don't think I
Yeah.
realized
I sent it to Tim. Yeah.
Oh,
I hope he appreciated that.
I'm sure he did.
Because he had to start filling in for Jenkins County after I quit.
Yeah, you're like, here's some great pictures for you of Jenkins.
Yeah. And I remember this day before we all congregated at the top of the climb and like re-sunscreened, and Tuna Juice gave us some of her homemade like organic sunscreen. I remember this lizard chilling out on a stump sunbathing.
Oh, I do remember,
you remember that?
Yes, I do remember that.
And I still need to look up and see what
funny.
type of lizard it was. Maybe it was a horny toad. Could have been. But I remember taking lots of photos of this and being like, wow.
It's sunbathing.
It's sunbathing. And like our life is going super fast paced and we're having to walk and like make miles. And this thing is just chilling.
It's just chilling. That's his life.
Just enjoying its life. It was along this ridge climb that had like these crazy rock outcroppings with lots of different color patterns. So like greens and reds and grays and stuff. And then we got to the top of the climb, and that's where we met up with Dan and Tuna Juice with her homemade like sunscreen and other people, because we had cell service up there.
Wait, was this the day when Dan started with us? Because he's like, I want to hike out with you guys. And then he left us to go hike like Bag a Peak. Or was he met up, or it was lunch or at that peak, and then he was like, here, I'll hike with you guys.
He hiked with us.
He's like, I'd love to hike with you guys.
Yeah, he was like, I'd love to hike with you guys. And so everybody's at this peak putting on sunscreen and texting and calling their loved ones because we have cell service out there.
I do remember this now.
And Dan's like, oh, well, I'll head out with you because I would like to hike with you for a little bit.
Also,
and so we did.
Just to give a caveat, we would always leave first because I'm so slow, and I hate being last. But we'd always end up being last anyway because I'm so slow, because everybody would fucking pass us. I was so pissed every day until Oregon. Then I started getting faster.
Thank you for letting me hike the Colorado Trail where I did all the passing.
But hang on.
I felt like Superman.
Wait. Can we just say, though, by Oregon, when I had dumbed down my pack to half weight, we started passing people.
Yeah, in Oregon.
So really, the secret to all of this is I need a 25-pound pack with food.
We were also passing a lot of people that had to skip up from like
doesn't matter.
NorCal.
Doesn't matter. I was still passing. We were still passing people.
Say lovey.
I think that when I have a pack. Hey now, when I have a pack that has weight that's like 25 or less. What are you making fun of me like that for? We're sitting across from each other at the table and we can't even touch each other right now. So I'm like, there's so much sexual tension.
There's sexual tension over those chicken thighs in the oven.
Anyway.
Okay,
so Dan hiked out with us from that peak. I remember that because there was this really cool curve in the rock. Like we had to go around this rock ridge that had like a drop off.
Yep.
Remember?
And the opposite side of the canyon, you could see where a giant rock slide had happened, like a slab of the mountain face that just like sheared off.
Completely.
It was pretty cool.
Yeah, it was really cool.
And then we're hiking with Dan, and he's talking to us, and all of a sudden he's like, "Okay, well, I'm gonna go back this peak. See you later."
I'll see you guys later.
I'm like, what the fuck? Like we were in the middle of great conversation. And you're just gonna what?
He just left. And come to find out, Dan had all these peaks he wanted to bag that were off the trail, like a list, like a bucket list.
Yeah. I won't tell you what's on the list because I have a copy of it, but it's Dan's story to tell.
That's true. We should have him on the podcast.
But he has a shit ton of peaks and passes.
It's insane.
That he wanted to do on the PCT.
And to get
and over half of them have been checked off, which means he did them.
And to give perspective, he finished the same day we did.
Yeah, that's Basecamp's hiking speed.
Hang on, I got faster.
It's true.
I did. I was doing 3 miles an hour.
Yeah.
By Oregon.
You sure were.
Anyway, okay, so Dan leaves us. And then there was this very specific camp spot that we really wanted to camp that night. Like I had found it and I was like, this is going to be a perfect campsite. It's going to be like just perfect. Everybody's talking about it.
It's like halfway up a climb.
Yeah. So we're like, okay, we'll give ourselves a break because there had been a lot of climbing that day.
So we get to like this low point for the day. and it's right by a little stream trickle thing.
It's by water.
And all of Robbie's crew is there. And, as a Tramley does, a Tramley saves campsite space for other Tramley members.
For only their Tramley.
And I completely get it. We could have squeezed in there if we really wanted to stay there.
Well, because they had all passed us through the day of
They'd
climbing
all passed us through the day
after we had left first.
Because you're so slow.
Well, hold on. We'd had 50 pounds. I had 50 pounds on my back. They probably had 25, 30.
Her pack weight always increases as the story goes on.
No. From Tehachapi to Kennedy Meadows South, it was definitely a 50-pound pack.
Yeah. And so we call this Robbie's Tramley because Robbie seemed to be the
leader.
Kind of like the leader in the group.
He was like the voice of reason.
Yeah. And it's easier to say Robbie's Tramley instead of listing every person in the Tramley.
Sorry,
so
guys.
Robbie, a.k.a. Airdrop.
Who wasn't Airdrop yet.
He wasn't Airdrop yet. Not trying to single you out here, but yeah.
He seemed to be like
you
the
seem
leader
to be
of the
voice.
he was the alpha.
Yeah, he was the alpha. So we decided to hike past this campsite that they're
We
at.
were so sad. We were like, well, there's nothing. Because they were like, well, look up there. Maybe there's something up there. And we have a 3-person tent that is huge.
Well, yeah. And everybody in his Tramley was like, yeah, well, we can make room for you. We're like,
no.
It's okay. We'll just hike up a little bit.
They were very nice about it. That's true.
Yeah. We're like, we've got like a campsite in mind, like a mile and a half ahead.
Like maybe we can hit that. Yeah, it'll be fine.
Yeah.
And it was getting later in the day and it was a long day and we were tired.
And so the stream that Robbie's crew was camped by, the stream went uphill. Water flows downhill, but the stream went uphill and the PCT switched back along the stream like 2 or 3 good times. And so one of the campsites we wanted was along that stream.
Yeah. So it had water beside it.
Yeah. And so we get up there and we're like, God damn it.
There were two other hikers up there and they were so nice.
They were as nice as could be, but they're like, to get these 2 tents to fit here,
they
it really took some trail engineering, is what they said. Trail engineering.
So pretty much they're like, no, you can't camp here.
Unless we had camped on the actual trail.
And the sun was setting.
Setting.
And we've been up since that morning.
And there's a shit ton of climbing still ahead. And we're like, well,
big climb.
I guess we just go until we find something.
Yeah. We were pretty disappointed and really just low point.
And so we fill our bladders with water. And this is actually the first time we'd had a campsite in mind that we weren't able to camp at.
Yeah, this was the first one on the trail.
First one on the trail, and it would not be the last. It happened a lot later on.
Yeah.
After the fires started. We had our water, and we continued to climb. There was this saddle, and we're like, oh, well, we really hope that there's a campsite in the saddle. But before we got there, the sun is all but gone. But we are just like graced with this beautiful cotton candy pink sunset.
It was beautiful. And we wouldn't have seen that at either of those camp spots because they were tucked inside the woods.
It's true.
Yeah.
We were like, despite all the extra suck from the day or from the evening, like this is a beautiful payoff here.
It was a memorable sunset. Clearly, we remember it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Of all the days on trail, we remember that one.
And we'll post some pictures of that sunset in our Patreon as well. But we stopped hiking for a minute just to like stand on trail and look out over the sunset. And I don't know. It's kind of a special moment.
It was a good moment.
But I remember, I don't know, maybe 5-10 minutes after we had stopped for that pause, we got to the saddle of the climb, and there was this magnificent, like tree covered campsite.
We could not have planned that better.
Someone had like grabbed 4 logs to like space out a campsite as a little bit of a windbreak.
It was perfect.
And would you believe we had fucking cell service up there as well?
We did. It was truly
we're like, this shit was meant to be.
It was divine. It was just like, here, let me push you a little bit further up the trail to the top so that you can just experience this beautiful campsite that no one's at because they would never find it.
Yeah.
Like, because we went a little bit deeper into the saddle to find it, and it was just surrounded by these like bushes. It was just very cozy. It was perfect for us.
Yeah, you know how you can sometimes see like a trafficked trail that's not an actual trail, but people go that way, obviously.
Yeah.
In our LNT episode, I think it's 12 or 15 footpaths, or 12 or 15 people walking it back and forth creates an actual trail. So you can
Really?
tell.
I didn't know that. Okay. So at least 15 people had gone down to this campsite.
Yeah. And so we got up there, and
Oh, it's wonderful.
we felt so protected. And I just
Yeah.
remember
It was cozy.
I had that cell service, and I don't remember what I said to her, but my best friend Dorothy Alton, who is now happily D. Coleman, living in Ireland with her new husband.
We miss her.
I remember texting her, and she was the only person that I wanted to message. And I wish I could remember what I said to her, but I'm sure it was something about living my best life and seeing how she was.
Probably.
But now she's living her best life with sheep and Mr. Coleman.
In Ireland.
In Ireland.
Ireland.
In Ireland?
Ireland.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was a really great night. And then I remember we were in our tent, and then you heard something, and you were like,
what is that?
what is that noise? And I was like, what are you talking about?
Another puma?
Because it was windy.
Yeah, it was windy up there. I mean, we're in a saddle.
Yeah, we're in a saddle, but it's protected by all these bushes and trees.
Yeah.
And he's like, I swear someone just put their pack down. And
because it sounded like a
pack,
a thud with like a little bit of a clank, like what you would expect from someone dropping a pack.
Yeah. And I was like, no, I didn't hear it. And then we went to bed. And didn't we run into Boondoggle like early the next day?
I think so, because it was like, boondoggling around the campsite.
Boondoggle was the one who dropped his pack, and he built a tent like right there in the saddle. Actually, he said it was very windy.
I'm sure it was.
But yeah, it was funny because I was like, wow, okay, Wesley was right. But then the next day, it was a really good morning. I remember it being a good morning.
Great morning. We were heading to the ranger station. The ranger station was kind of like the next notable water source, because they had water jugs for hikers to fill their water sources with.
I don't remember this.
Because this is the day that we got to Kennedy Meadows South.
I do remember that, but I don't remember the ranger station.
Yeah, I remember the ranger station. We're doing a bunch of downhill at the beginning of the day. We get to the ranger station, and there are a few other hikers we've never met before. God, I can't. The same guy guy who bought me a 6-pack of beer at the Acton KOA that I never paid back. What was his name?
God, I don't remember.
He was there. But he was there, and we all filled up our water. And I remember this is...
God, I don't remember this.
An exceptionally painful day, because we're going downhill, but as we're going downhill, we're doing the same repetitive motion.
Switchback. So if
you know what a fjord is like a finger of land that juts out into a body of water. So these are like desert fjords, little ridges, and it fingers out and it fingers back in. Out and in and out and in.
Oh, oh God, I do remember all this. It was like living in a nightmare that you never could get out of.
We, at some point along this nightmare,
this is where
ran back into Renee,
which we had gotten to know her.
We had gotten to know her a little bit,
but not.
But I find this so interesting.
This is where we bonded with her.
We bonded with her a little bit, but remember that guy from a few days ago, Steely Dan, in his 70s? Somehow the topic of Renee had gotten brought up to Steely Dan, and the one thing he had to say about her was her ocean blue or glacier blue eyes.
Piercing blue eyes, yeah.
And
she has these very beautiful glacier blue eyes. They're just like piercing.
And for some reason that stuck with me. And as we're hiking down through this hellish landscape, completely devoid of water and just completely exposed, we're hiking with Renee. At some point, I see her, like I look at her face to face, and I'm like, oh my God, Steely Dan said this thing. And so I'm contemplating trail names for Renee, because she still does not have one. She hadn't
had one. And she even said that. She's like, I don't have one yet. Nothing's really stuck.
Yep. Yeah. And so Basecamp and I separate from Renee a little bit. She's like taking pictures and stuff like that. And I'm like, Basecamp, what would you think about naming Renee Azul? And she's like, Azul. And I was like, yeah, that's Spanish for blue.
I was like, that's perfect.
And it stuck. And so by the time we got through this hellish landscape and the last climb that we had,
We
for
caught
the
up to
day,
her, right?
we caught
Or
up to her.
Yeah, and she was in this one spot.
Yep, she was in this one spot, and we knighted her there on the spot.
Because you mentioned it to her, and she was like, I love that. And then she mentioned something about the game Azul and how blue meant a lot to her. It was just a very like personal feeling to her. Yeah. And so, you knighted her right then and there. And it was on this beautiful vista, but it was like a desert mountain vista. Like, I don't know how to explain because it's not alpine. It's desert.
It's fucking hot ass desert.
But it's right before the Sierra Nevada.
But it felt so appropriate because she was like, she was the water, she was the blue, she was the life in this area.
And she is. Like, Azul truly is the life in all of these places. Like, she's the sweetest. Like, even Kappa mentions it, I think, in the podcast. Like, she would never. She's the nicest person.
And I can't wait to interview
in the world.
her.
I know. Because she just has such a beautiful outlook of life. She has the water of life flowing through her. Yeah.
And this is kind of funny, but I just remembered this. Right before we named her, you remember I had this bag, and I would never do this now because I know better. But I had this bag of meat sticks. They were kind of old and probably would get you sick.
Was that this day?
And I tried to throw the meat sticks downhill into the scrub brush. And instead of throwing the meat sticks, I threw the entire damn bag.
He just threw the bag.
The Ziploc and all. And I'm like, I can't leave the plastic.
So he went back.
So I had to go downhill and find it. And I tried to bury the meat sticks.
He buried them. Yes,
I would never do that now, but yeah.
But I do remember this day. It was like the goal was to get to Kennedy Meadows South. And Kennedy Meadows South, to explain to anyone listening who doesn't know, it's like
it is the gateway,
Wizard of Oz.
It's the gateway to the Sierras.
It's the gateway. So it's like the Wizard of Oz when you go to the Wizard. It's like the beautiful mansion you see in the distance. It's like in Pilgrim's Progress. It's heaven. It's
pretty much.
Even though you're still going, it's the part where when you finally get to Kennedy Meadows South, it's like this relief that you got there. It's like you got through the desert and now you're about to enter Alpine. You're about to enter a whole new section of the trail.
Yeah.
And so to get to Kennedy Meadows South is a huge victory in your process. Like, it's a really big deal.
And it marks basically 700 miles if you've done on the PCT.
On the trail.
Yeah.
And so it was a really big day for us in the sense of like, we had all of these crazy ridges and then we get through them and then we start to realize we're in this like new forest area.
Yeah, we get down to the bottom of these desert ridges and we stop with Azul and with, I don't know if you remember this name, but Walter White.
We're
hanging out by this water source at the bottom. If you've done much hiking, you know, water sources are usually at low points. This fucking squirrel walks by us and like is taunting us. And then
we were really struggling though. We
finished later because we were struggling. So we started out later.
Well, no, it's because I was having really bad blisters.
Yeah.
I had never had blisters in all the 700 miles we had done. I had not had blisters yet.
A shit ton of downhill in the heat with sweat will do that.
But I start having blisters. We're 2 miles from the end and I start seeing Cherub and Robbie and Mach 5 and their whole group starting to come down the switchbacks. And I was like, no.
We're not 2 miles.
Maybe it was 5 or 6 miles.
It's about 5 miles.
Okay, fine. It was 5 or 6 miles. And I was like, because I'm very competitive and they always pass this. And I was like, I was literally like, we are not going to let them get ahead of us.
Cherub and his 19-year-old ass is running downhill.
We're 34. So I'm like, I literally look at Wesley and I'm like, we are not going to let them pass us. I was so determined to get into Kennedy Meadows South that night.
And so we started hiking. And again, Walter White and Azul have already left. And I think that they are camping.
They were deciding to camp inside of it before they got to Kennedy Meadows South.
Yes. So hellish desert ridges, small creek at the bottom, slight bit of desert, and you start hiking through pine forest.
It's beautiful.
And pine forest is where I believe they were deciding to camp, Azul and Walter. But after you exit the pine forest, it's kind of like nice and quiet in there.
It's like a
you reach
river.
this river and you start to climb up and out of it. And as you start to climb out of it, you can kind of see like big, massive mountain peaks in the background. And you're like, oh my
Alpine.
God, like that is the Sierra
That's-
Nevadas. Like that's what we've
Yep.
been trying to get to this whole time.
That's what we're about to do. And also in this section, we could see puma tracks everywhere. Like it was this huge rock face boulder area
This is-
well by the river.
This is beyond the forest.
And dear God, I swear to God, there were so many puma tracks in that area.
there really were.
And puma scat. Like I was like, babe, there are pumas everywhere.
I remember we had, was it on all trails or was it on a sign posted? We had gotten a number for Grumpy's.
It was a sign posted.
It was a
they
sign
had put a
posted,
sign up to
which was so smart.
And they said, if you would like to stay at Grumpy's, call this number or Garmin this number pretty much, and we'll come and pick you up.
So there are basically 3 places in Kennedy Meadows South. There's Grumpy Bears, which is kind of like a hiker hostel / like
Food,
bar,
yeah.
gastropub type thing.
Yeah.
And then there is TCO, which is Triple Crown Outfitters, which is a gear supply shop from basically a shipping crate run by Yogi. If you don't know her, her name is
She's
Yogi.
amazing,
She's a
yeah.
pretty famous and well-known and awesome hiker of the PCT.
She has a lot of knowledge.
And
Yeah.
then there's the general store. The general store is kind of like Grumpy Bears. It's
but
got
has
some.
been there longer.
It's got some resupply. They've got beer and stuff like that. Places for you to camp out. And so yeah, those are the 3. Think of it like what's that? The feuding families from like the old
I don't know.
Hatfields and the McCoys. It's like Hatfields and McCoys with a 3rd person added, which is Yogi. So you've got you've got the general store and Grumpy Bears kind of feuding, but Yogi is mixed in there as well. And there's some type of weird like familial relation in
is
here.
what we heard.
But anyways,
quite fascinating. But to give which we do explain in when we talk to Cup and Jedi.
we
but
do.
We did Garmin message Grumpy's to like pick us up because I don't think it's advertised well that the general store is within walking distance.
It is. It's within walking distance from the trail.
But I don't even think we realized
We
that.
did not know.
And we didn't know that it was a tradition for people to walk into the general store and be clapped in. Like this was never, ever something we realized. And so we're like, oh my God, someone can pick us up from trail. Perfect. And so we Garmin messaged Grumpy's and he did message us back and said, yep, I got you. I'll pick you up at this spot, this mile marker. And we were like, oh my God, perfect. And he said he would provide like food for us and beers. And we were so excited because that was a big day for us. It was like a 28-mile day.
I have 29.5
Oh, okay.
miles.
29.5. So almost a 30-mile day. For us was a lot because the only other time we'd done that was before one time. And so this was, just imagine a very, very hot day and we've almost done 30 miles.
And so we're like, oh my God, this guy
Food.
who owns this hiker retreat is going to pick us up whenever we said we're going to be there. We're going to have burgers and beer. And it's going to be great.
I was crying thinking about it.
So I continue to try and update this guy through our Garmin. You know, Garmin messages can be a little funny sometimes.
Yes.
So there's a lag. We get to the pickup spot, the main road, and no one's there. And little did we know that the general store had been fucking with Grumpy Bears. They had been doing fake hiker call-ins to come and pick hikers up from the spot, and there had been no one there. And so Grumpy Bears is like getting super pissed about this stuff.
So he thought that we were them.
So he thought that we were like fucking with him. And we messaged him again, like, hey, like we're here at the road. Like, are you going to come pick us up? Because we want to stay with you. He finally shows up and it's Grumpy himself. And there's like gasoline tanks and like fryer oil in the back of his pickup. But we get to Grumpy. We get to Grumpy's through his pickup truck. And when we get to Grumpy Bear's like hideout, hostel, whatever the heck you want to call it, the lights were out.
It was weird.
And do you want to explain what happened?
Well, apparently Yogi had invited, her and her partner had invited hikers to come and hang out by a campfire and, have some laughs, have some conversations about the trail because they'd done the trail. And so they were doing that. And then Grumpy's found out that all these hikers did that the night before. Now, granted, we don't know the whole story. We weren't there. But I guess it really pissed them off. So they kicked all the hikers out of the restaurant before closing.
Like lights out, get the fuck off the property.
Or just get the
everything.
fuck out. Go to your tents.
Yeah.
So apparently they were all in their tents and we get there and he's like, don't tell anyone I did this for you. And he made us some burgers and fries.
And we're drinking like 22-ounce beers.
And there's like 3 or 4 other guys in there with the lights out, drinking and eating. I guess that we're like townsy people.
Yeah.
And we're in there eating our burger, which was heavenly.
It was so good.
Oh my God. It's exactly what we needed before we went to sleep.
But the one thing that killed the mood was this. Do you remember in one of our earlier episodes when we talked about Mike's place, this guy named Guino,
who gave us or like offered us Everclear and then gave us the beers.
He had Everclear and whiskey and beers
random.
in his trunk. First of all, who carries Everclear in their trunk? Everclear is 200 proof, so it is 100% alcohol. You cannot drink it straight without burning your esophagus. I've tried, and it burned my throat, and I had sore throat for days. Yeah, it's serious stuff, and you get fucked up on Everclear.
That's creepy to think. Well, guess what? He was
there.
He was there.
And, you know, I actually kind of like the guy.
He seems like a decent
He doesn't seem
human.
like a horrible human. I know other people have said horrible things about him.
I don't get a weird vibe check from him, but also I was with you. But if I had been by myself as a female hiking the trail, I might have gotten a weird vibe check.
Might have.
Yeah. So we saw him. He was working at Grumpy's as a bartender.
And he'd apparently been basically fired, but he still had a running bar tab.
So he just drank there all the time.
All the time.
And I guess we had heard a lot of rumors or conversations from other female hikers and females, period, that did not feel comfortable around him. They felt, or he had done things. I don't know. It's all up for speculation.
It's funny because so that night we got there, we ate, he was there. We walked the half mile to the campsite area back in the back of the Grumpy's, whatever you want to call it. We pitched our tent, we passed out, and we spent 3 full zeros in Kennedy Meadows South. And every single day that we were there in Kennedy Meadows, Guino was there.
He was partying every day.
And he had a tablet, and he was always doing something on it. I'm not sure what.
But I will say, if you want to hear more about our Kennedy Meadows South, you need to listen to our Kappa and Jedi episode.
Yes.
Because we talk about it in depth with them. Because they were there.
Completely agree. Yeah, Kennedy's for 3 days. So took 3 zeros there because we wanted to start hiking in the Sierras on May 1st. So that's why we took 3 zeros. We basically hung out with our friends, got gear, ate, washed clothes, took showers. You know, normal human things.
Yeah, and had sex in the tent, actually.
And had sex in the tent, and definitely had Kappa walk by.
No, it wasn't Kappa, it was Magnet.
No.
It was Magnet going to the bathroom. That was the shadow we saw when we were having sex. Because I was on top, remember?
I'll believe you.
Yeah. Unless, well, we had sex a few times, I guess, in the tent.
We did. We did.
I remember that one morning.
One morning.
When I was on top. Anyway. But yeah, that concludes our week 8. It is very late and I'm starving, so I'm going to shut this down now.
We're shutting down this podcast. So listen to the next 2 episodes with Kappa and Jedi.
Yeah, you will not regret it.
We discuss.
I really don't think you will.
All the things, highs, lows, and Kennedy Meadows South.
Yeah. So I guess that will put us into our outro. So thanks for listening, everyone. If you want to leave any comments, thoughts, notes, feedback, questions, please email us at YetiWalksIntoBasecamp@gmail.com or leave us a DM. Follow our podcast, Yeti Walks Into Basecamp on Instagram. We're really trying to push everyone that way. If you want to keep following Loba stuff, fine. Follow the ginger _ the joy. It's pretty hilarious. But for podcast purposes and information, follow us on Yeti Walks Into Basecamp.
For sure.
Yes.
And big shout out to the Fire Once Lost for our intro and our outro track. We will continue to use that.
Thank you.
To welcome and to send you off each episode. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I think that's it, you guys.
Oh yeah, you remembering Kennedy Meadows South? That's really where we met Crush.
Oh my God, that's really where we started meeting Crush.
Canada Crush. No, not Canada Crush.
No.
Cotton World
Cotton
Crush.
World Crush. That is where we met Crush.
Yeah.
Was Kennedy Meadows South.
Kennedy Meadows South.
Because we hadn't surprisingly met him yet.
And you know, if I think on it now, what he would have said to us if we had never seen him again, he would have told us, Happy trails.
Wait. We didn't talk about Galena. I'm going to talk about Galena really fast. You guys, I really am really
Later
excited about this brand.
Galena Mountain Project.
We absolutely love them. If you're a thru hiker, a hiker, a backpacker, a runner, you need to check out this product. I am obsessed with it. It is my favorite sun shirt that I have so far.
It's called the Sawatch Sun Hoodie. It's made out of bamboo, so you don't get that nasty stank pit that you do with polyester sun shirts.
Like Wesley wore it the entire Colorado Trail, and I wasn't repulsed by his smell like I was on the PCT after a month of hiking. So
she gagged a lot.
Oh, on the PCT, I gagged a lot. He had this weird mildew smell, but with that Sawatch sun hoodie with Galena, I genuinely was like, wow, I can barely smell you. I genuinely push you guys towards their website. Please check them out. It's galenamountainprojects.com. And we do have a discount code with them.
Yeah, the discount code is super easy. It's not the name of our podcast like a lot of the other ones. The discount code is W as in whiskey, B as in beta, 20. So WB20. And if you can guess, that gives you 20% off.
Which is a huge deal.
The discount's in the name.
It's a huge deal, you guys. And they've got more than just that specific sun hoodie on there. They've got a lot on there. They've got great hats. They've got bags. They've got little wallet pockets that are waterproof.
They've got beanies. They've got some cold weather gear as well.
Yeah, they have cold weather because they're situated. Wow, I couldn't think of the word. They're situated in the mountains of Colorado, in Leadville, Colorado. So they don't just have these specific sun hoodies. They have winter hoodies. They've got sun hoodies for the winter. And, these guys who started this whole company actually test this gear. They go out and they try it, and it's creative of what they do. So
yeah, we actually have a Galena episode coming out in the future. They named their company Galena after a mountain, which is not one of the biggest in the areas. It's dwarfed by 14ers. So
Albert and massive.
So 14,000 foot mountains surrounding it. But it is a mountain that anyone can do.
And
even someone in grade
right?
school.
It's 13er mountain,
It
right?
may even be 12,000 feet.
But still, that's a lot. That's big for people. But yet it's beautiful.
But they chose this mountain because anyone can do it. And they want this to be someone that anyone can use. Can do, and a gear company that anyone can use.
Yeah, so go check them out, you guys. We would be so happy if you did. They're wonderful.
Seriously.
Support them. Yeah.
Support the goodness.
Boom.